Hello YouTube! Today on the Naughty Librarian, I'm bringing you a very diverse book haul. I'm really excited for this book haul today because I've been collecting a lot of books that I've just been wanting to buy in general, and then I looked at them, I'm like, what do these books have in common? And then I realized all of them have very diverse voices, so I was like pretty impressed at like the list. I have all types of different authors and voices being represented here. I have male, I have female authors. I don't think any of these authors identify as non-binary, but I could be wrong. I have authors of color, I have black authors, I have queer authors, I have all kinds of identities in here. And these are all books I just wanted to get in general, so I'm pretty pumped. I think this is a good book haul. I'm excited. Let's get into it. First off, I have Riot Baby by Tochi Onyebuchi. Tochi Onyebuchi is a black author, and I read a different book by them that was called War Girls, and I genuinely really enjoyed it, so I wanted to read something else. This is their first adult novel. The rest of them have been YA, and I think it's very fitting for the current environment we're in. It's kind of about hope while also being about oppression. And it is about this brother and sister, and Ella is, she has this ability where she can see the future, and I don't know if she has the ability to change the future or not, but she can see the future, and she also kind of has a lot of abilities where she could like destroy a city if she wanted. So it's her coming to terms with living in a world where she's constantly oppressed, but yet she has the power to wreck everything. How do you like go about your life in that instance? And then her brother Kevin is kind of trying to protect her, but due to circumstances he's not able to. So it's his brother sister trying to navigate a world that's obviously against them, and how do you do that? And I have been wanting to read this for quite a while, so I finally bought the copy of it that I've been wanting, and I'm super excited. I'm really excited. It is shorter, a lot shorter than I thought it was going to be. I think it's 170 pages, so it's almost like a novella, I would say, but I'm super excited. I definitely want to read it. Next, I finally got a copy of Sleeping Giants by Sylvain Neuvel, and I've been wanting to read this for years, and I just never had a copy. So finally, I found a used one, and I was like, okay, for like $5, it's worth buying. I'm gonna do this. It starts off with this little girl, she's riding her bike, and all of a sudden she falls through the earth and into a giant metal hand. So there's this huge artifact under the earth that's a giant, like, human-esque thing. It has a big metal hand and she falls into it. So throughout the course of her life, you know, she's an adult for most of this book and a physicist. They're trying to figure out what the heck is that thing and why is it there? What does it do? So it's very much, it's kind of like dealing with like an extraterrestrial type of thing, and it's scientific and it's sci-fi and it has a lot of mystery elements to it. But like, way to start a book. A little girl riding her bike and then she falls through the earth into a giant metal hand. Like what a premise. That sounds excellent. I also got a copy of Infinity Sun by Silvera. Silvera is a queer author. I am super excited for this one. I actually got this book from Madison over at Princess of Paperback. She was lovely enough to send this to me, so thank you very much. This is the UK edition. The blurb on this UK edition is very unhelpful about saying what this book is about, but it's these two brothers, and they're born into a world where I think some people have powers and some do not. And it's kind of dystopian against, you know, people who have stolen power and people who deserve power, the have and have nots, I'm assuming. And it's these two brothers, and I don't know if they end up on different sides of this conflict or if they're working together or if their relationship has any strife in it. But it does sound super, super cool. I had my eye on it for a long time. I wanted to go to the book signing that happened in California when, you know, before the virus, but I just was having a bad mental health day and I didn't go. So I didn't have a copy and I was sad. And then Madison came through and saved the day and sent me a copy because she's a sweetheart. So I finally have my copy. It has like brothers with superpowers. Like, really, that's all you kind of had to say and I'd be into it. So I'm excited. I think this is gonna be cool. I'm excited for it. I also picked up a copy of Black Wings Beating by Alex London. This is another queer author, and I had this book on my radar for quite some time, it was like an arc I really wanted to get at Y'all West, which is like a book festival that lots of publishers go to and they give out arcs of books. I really wanted to get that arc and I missed it. So that's why I didn't have the book. I hadn't bought it yet. This is a fantasy series and it's about falconers and I was like, oh my goodness gracious. This fantasy world where birds of prey are very much revered and falconers are also revered because they're the people who handle these birds of prey. And we're following these twins, it's a boy and a girl, and they are off on an adventure to get this very powerful bird of prey to like help save their world from an invasion, because somehow birds do that. But I haven't read this, so I don't know how birds do that yet. But I am excited. This is a book that's been on my radar for quite a while, and I have heard consistently very good things about it. So I am very interested in reading this, and I finally got a copy. I just broke down and bought one. I got it used. I think it was like $6. So for $6, it's definitely worth buying. So pretty excited about it. I don't know. It's got falconers. Like, I don't know why falconry is so exciting to me right now, but it is. I'm very happy about it. Speaking of birds, I also picked up a copy of The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins, mainly because, like, I'm not going to pick this up. Like, I loved Hunger Games. That was, like, one of my favorite series back in the day. So I'm gonna read it. I don't know. I've been hearing very mixed things about it, honestly. And when I heard it announced that it was coming out, I was just like, now? You know, like the saying, strike while the iron is hot. This iron isn't very hot anymore. It's been many years since the books and the movies have come out. It's just odd that all of a sudden we're going back to that world after so many years. But I guess it's going around. I mean, Stephanie Meyer's doing it too, so who knows? But you know what? I want to read it, okay? I loved Hunger Games. Like, if I have to compare that to Twilight, which was a contemporary series at the time, like, obviously Hunger Games is the far superior series. So I love that enough that I want to see something else by Suzanne Collins and see how her writing has changed over the years, and if it's still gonna, like, hook me the same as Hunger Games did. I don't know. I'm gonna go in with low expectations because I've heard bad things, but I'm hoping it will exceed expectations, even though they are low. We'll find out. I also won a copy of Girl, Serpent, Thorn by Melissa Bashardoust. This is her second novel, I believe. Her first novel was Girls of Snow and Glass? Glass and Snow? I forget the exact title, but it's something like that. And I absolutely loved it, actually, which is weird that I can't remember the exact title, but it was very, very, very good, actually. So I've definitely wanted to read something else by Melissa Bashardoust, and I won this in a giveaway, so I won an arc of it. I'm so excited. It is about this princess, and she was cursed to be poisonous to the touch. So that's a bummer. But it's also just about her trying to feel safe in her own body, which is a super fascinating topic to explore, especially through fantasy elements of, you know, bodily autonomy, being safe in your own body, and doing that through a princess who is literally cursed with poison in her skin. Hey, that's a really interesting concept to explore. And it's kind of just this princess, like, learning and growing and trying to decide who she is. Is she a princess or is she a monster? How did this happen to her? Can it be fixed? It's very much kind of a dark fairy tale. And I'm like on the fence about fairy tales, but this one isn't a retelling that I know of, so I am interested in it. Also, like, this cover, oh my gosh. Like, it's gorgeous. Am I right? This cover is stunning. So I've been really, really, really wanting to read this so bad, and I'm super happy I won the arc in that giveaway. So good. I'm so excited. I also picked up Shakespeare for Squirrels by Christopher Moore. I love Christopher Moore. I've pretty much read all of his books, and this is the third book of this series, following a fool named Pocket as he travels throughout the Shakespearean world. So it basically, there's been two other books, and they're kind of based on the Shakespeare plays. Like, the first book is called Fool, is very much based on King Lear, except from the fool's perspective, Pocket. And then you have The Serpent of Venice, which is obviously The Merchant of Venice. And now you have Shakespeare for Squirrels. So this one is loosely based around A Midsummer Night's Dream, and I am so pumped. It's very much satirical, It is comedy. It is hilarious. Like, if you like Shakespearean insults and you really like a retelling of a Shakespearean story, but like done really sarcastically, these are the books for you. And I'm really excited for this one. Shakespeare for Squirrels! Yes! It's such a good series. I highly recommend if you haven't picked them up. They're really fun reads, and yeah, this is book 3. I'm super pumped about it. Last book I hauled recently is A Song of Wraiths and Ruin by Roseanne A. Brown. This is a brand new release from a Black debut author, and I had heard about this book and it sounds so good. Like, legit so good. I pre-ordered it. I'm super excited. We're following Malik and Karina. Malik is a boy who's trying to go into this like magical city where there's this festival happening, and they kidnap his sister as payment, and he's like, well, shit. And so he has to strike a deal to get his sister out of jail, and that is, hey, you gotta go kill the princess, Karina. And he's like, fine. And then Karina is the princess, I am assuming, about to be named monarch because the queen is dead. And she's like, well, the queen is dead and that's not cool. I'm gonna raise her from the dead using magic because that's what you do. And so she has her own set of problems. Malik has his own set of problems, and they're set on a collision course toward each other. So I think it's gonna be really good. I love the setting of this. I think it just sounds amazing, honestly. It sounds right up my alley of books I would love. So I'm really pumped. I pre-ordered this. I'm so excited it's here finally. I waited so long and I finally have it. I'm so excited. Okay, so those were a bunch of really cool different authors of different stories and backgrounds and different voices. And I'm really pumped. All these books are really books I've been looking forward to for so long. A few of these books were already pre-ordered, so when they finally got released, I finally got them, which was really exciting. Other ones are ones I've been meaning to buy for a while and I finally got them. So I'm excited. I think this is a great book haul. I'm so excited for all these books. Let me know in the comments down below, have you read any of these books? And if so, did you like them? Did you hate them? Also, what's a book from an author or a different voice that you haven't read before that you're really excited about? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like. And if you want to see more videos, make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you guys soon.